Hello everyone, I'm Tony Baldinelli. I'm the Member of Parliament for the riding of Niagara Falls, which includes the towns of Niagara-on-the-Lake, Fort Erie, and the city of Niagara Falls. For too long, Cuba has been ruled by a regime that has curtailed the rights and freedoms of its incredible people. While these lost decades of opportunity can never be returned, we can support the Cuban people by defending human rights, the rule of law, freedom, and democracy. Here at home, one of my constituents, Michael Lima, is doing just that. When Michael approached me in the 44th Parliament to sponsor his e-petition number 3573 to defend Cuban human rights, freedoms, and democracy, it was an honor to say yes. I am proud of Michael through his dedication to this meaningful cause and to the great work he is doing to advance this important issue. Canada's Conservatives stand with him, and we also stand in solidarity with the people of Cuba who are peacefully assembling to advocate for democratic freedoms and basic necessities as the country grapples with rising COVID cases and the worst economic crisis seen since the 1990s. If you've not already signed e-petition 3573, please sign it now by visiting the Federal Petitions website at www.ourcommons.ca. After you've signed it, please also share it widely with your family and friends so we can get as many signatures as possible to send a strong message to our federal government about this important issue. Thank you so much.
I am Leo Housakos, Member of Parliament in the Senate of Canada. I support their calls to the Government of Canada in petition E3573 for the release of detainees and prisoners of conscience, for sanctions on high officials in Cuba responsible for serious human rights violations, for holding of free and democratic elections in the island, and Canada's recognition of the pro-democratic organization in Cuba. I express my solidarity with the Cuban people in their just and dignified pursuit to live freely and peacefully.
Today I tabled a petition on the Cuban democracy crisis that has been ongoing for decades. 1,200 Canadians signed on, calling on the Government of Canada and the Parliament of Canada to make a public statement in solidarity with the San Isidro movement, the Patriotic Union of Cuba, and all of civic society, leading a peaceful struggle in the defense of human rights and democracy in the Cuban Republic. We should all unequivocally condemn the arbitrary detention and intimidation of democracy activists in Cuba, just like we do for Venezuela, just like we do for Belarus and other nations in the world. The Canadian government has to join Amnesty International and the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detentions and demand the release of Cuban prisoners of conscience, those who are advocating for the return of true democracy to the Cuban people, something they haven't experienced for many, many decades. And again, the Canadian government in this petition, these 1,200 brave petitioners put their name to it, calling on the Canadian government to do more in defense of these democracy activists in Cuba. By not speaking out against the Cuban communist regime, we continue to accept their behavior and the jailing of these democracy activists. So as someone who was born in a communist country, I was proud to table this petition today.